It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got a duel in the Lone Star State. It's the Colts and the Texans, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 22.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Brandon Gordon alongside, as always, my partner Charles Davis. And CD, in the few moments here before kickoff, let's give these folks at home a look at these two offenses by the numbers. What stands out to you?
Brandon, I just continue to be amazed by the analytics of the game, and it's an area where I continue to concentrate and study because I'm still trying to figure out how coaches and coordinators can really crunch the numbers and find where exactly on the field a defense is vulnerable. It's the game within the game. And if you really dive into it, it can be endlessly fascinating.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them in practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. The defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9. Now a give left side. It's Dickerson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Manning. Getting this into the hands of Eric Dickerson. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense going to go to work, and it is Deshaun Watson at quarterback.
And he's exactly the man you want in control of your offense. Excellent arm, good zip on the ball, not afraid to use his legs when he needs to. And what he's excelled at doing is making plays when the first read isn't available or when the pressure's about to get to him.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Throwing to start the drive. Watson. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. But DeForest Buckner using those big hands and getting in there and bringing him down for the sack.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Second and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Watson trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
On first down, Dickerson. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Let's go.
That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
On 1st and 10, here's Manning. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup there. Working with a 2nd and 3. Dickerson on the handoff. And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. On 3rd down, they go to Dickerson. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
Here we go.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Manning incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Manning. Eluding the pressure right. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead.
Normally, this is a surprise. A quarterback scoring on a long run and not getting chased down by the defense. But the athleticism and speed of the quarterback position gets better every year.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. That time a 6-play drive. And in the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. From the gun, here's Watson. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Watson. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Indy set to go on offense once more. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. On play action, now Manning. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Manning now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 7 yards to pick up there. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll go right back to the ground with Dickerson. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
He finds his man, complete. It's Barry, and he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Now Manning. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. And his kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Back to throw, Watson. Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
And that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
Foster on second down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
On first, they stick with Foster. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try the air now with Watson. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. They'll run on first down. Dickerson, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver, but he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front, so if they give him any space, he realizes it's his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
On 2nd and 7, Manning. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Manning. He finds his man, complete. That's Harrison. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Colts first down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Remind you in just a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly, meaning the guys in front of him had almost no chance to block him? They were on him in a hurry.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Running it with Dickerson. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. A carry for Dickerson. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll run now with Dickerson. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Colts send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And Daniels has it, left side. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Now it's Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Houston. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Manning going to throw.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Manning. Setting up the screen to Dickerson. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. The Colts send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going as they go to work with 12 seconds on the clock. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome, everyone, to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Colts. And despite the big lead, they really did next to nothing throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. We'll see how aggressive they want to be going forward. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback.
And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. Now, they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.